I'm Bishop Edgar L. Vann II, and I am the pastor and CEO of Second Ebenezer Church, Detroit. I think I've broken a lot of barriers. At one time, I was the youngest pastor in the city. I have sort of distinguished myself a bit as it relates to community and working with community, with faith-based, with corporate community, with business community. I think I've broken that barrier. I think I've built some bridges through my time that I believe are now applicable and accessible to others. I think that there are a lot of people who aspire for influence, aspire for an opportunity to make their mark in the world. I would just suggest that people understand how much work is involved, how much sacrifice and toil is involved, meetings, time, planning, working with others, being collaborative. These are all the hallmarks, I truly believe, of true leadership and leadership that is sustainable. I think that my leadership legacy will include those cross-pollinations that I've been able to traverse and how influence is garnered from being able to translate into various arenas. I think that my leadership will be known for how I've been able to navigate through various quarters, build relationships, and really actually get things done. Well, I've been working as a certified coach and speaker. I've been working as a consultant to the business community and doing a lot of other things that normally someone of my caliber and ilk perhaps would not be doing. So I think that I will continue that kind of work, building bridges that unite instead of walls that divide. There have been so many moments like that. I think that when I think about Nelson Mandela, that's one of the hallmarks and highlights of my life, getting the opportunity to lead a 2,000-member musical aggregation for Nelson Mandela in 1990, and being called by the mayor at the time and pulling this together in about 3 weeks or so. I was able to reach out to a lot of people, and it was sort of one of the first opportunities that I saw that my influence really had a much, much larger footprint than I thought. And since that time, I've been a collaborator, a convener for a lot of wonderful things to happen, politically, civically, business-wise, faith-based-wise, in every arena, and I think that those are hallmarks of my influence. I would really truly hope that beyond the awards and the accolades that are really too numerous to name, that I'd want to be known as a person who, again, was a bridge builder, a person who took their influence and used it wisely, a person that was not selfish, but included others and sought to prepare others for leadership, a person who opened their heart to give compassion to those in need, a person who connected church to community, community to people, community to business, I've been in a position, again, as I believe is a hallmark of my influence, to be a person who really sought to get along with almost everybody that I could, and again, bring people together. If there was ever an opportunity that we have to make this a better world, it's going to be done together and not separately. I believe that one of the greatest pieces of advice that I received was money never leads, it follows. That if there's a vision that you have in your heart, there is something that you know you've been called to do, something that there is a grace over your life to accomplish, don't ever go after money first. Money doesn't come first. It follows vision. And there's a way that God provides resources for those who carry vision in their hearts to accomplish something good for someone else. I would say to them, be prepared for the long journey. Don't try to eat your dinner for breakfast. You're going to go through some things. You're going to have some hits you're going to have to take. There'll be setbacks. Don't always feel that life is always a forward trajectory. All of us have a journey, and inside of that journey, on that road, there are potholes, there are detours, there are mountains and hills and valleys on every road. Be prepared that your road will not always be smooth, it will not always go in a plain path, but that your road will include things that will come that will not destroy you, but only develop you. The person that comes to my mind, and I know this sounds a bit common, but is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I've had the opportunity to truly study him. The sort of branding that you see with the sort of I have a dream motif is only a small part of his philosophical foundation. His foray into economics, his foray into equality, I believe was unmatched. And because, of course, it had a very spiritual outlook attached to it, for me, it has been very inspirational throughout my life. And I would encourage people not just to look at the I have a dream speech and the content of our character, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I would encourage people to truly, truly take a deep dive into many of the other sermons, other speeches, and the journey that this man had in a very, very short amount of time, 38 years, making an indelible impact upon the world. And for me, it has been inspiring and life-changing. I'm excited about Detroit. I'm seeing Detroit in its future. And with the proper things in place, the proper people in leadership, the proper mindset and aspiration among the people, I believe that Detroit is going to rise again as one of our nation's greatest cities and a tremendous place for people to make a life and a living. I'm extremely humbled and honored to be one of the Power 50 of the Michigan Chronicle. This is the second time I've received that honor, and I do not take it lightly. I receive a lot of awards and a lot of accolades. This one is extremely special because for me, it includes other people who are a part of this community who have made great strides as well, perhaps in business, perhaps in nonprofits, perhaps in corporate leadership, perhaps in faith-based circles. It is an amalgamation of the top leadership in our region. And so I'm extremely honored and extremely happy to be one of the 50.